they're completely totally different people. Like your content is like, oh, you're fun and bubbly and you're always happy, but then when the camera is off, you're like, don't talk to me. Do I know you? Do you know me? It's
You
it,
get to do
it's
it.
called record a couple of videos in one day, and you know what you're gonna talk about in the video. Why not just do it in one day? If you know it, just change. All you have to do is change your clothes.
Big lump sum, especially around the holidays. You're doing Vlogmas, you're doing 30 videos or 25 videos, how many that they do. Long
Yeah.
videos, I don't know how you guys do it, but kudos, because people are no longer doing 20-minute videos, they're doing 45-minute videos. I'm just like, shoot, some of these just gotta be lives. Hello, my name is Bobby Perry.
Hi, my name is Brian Simmons.
This is the third episode of Two Perspectives podcast. We'll be going into a deep dive on the term of what we come to know as influencers. Love it or hate it, but this is a new culture and a new wave of how you can become a celebrity. Just like regular people like you and me, you can get paid for being a marketer and having skills or not having skills based on that can be learned on over time if managed well. We use the term as influencers as a person who is kind of like the popular kid in school. But do they love what they do? Or is it just a facade? In this discussion, me and Brian will go into detail on what we think are some of the perks and what are some of the facades that they have behind the scenes. So, when you think of influencer, what comes to mind?
Someone that is they influence their community, or they have a good following on one of their social media accounts.
When I think of influencers, I think of telemarketers, people who just market you something, even though that they may not know about the product, but it's making them money. I think that the term is being very used loosely, like I'm a dance influencer, I'm a finance influencer, I'm a doctor influencer. But do you have all these skills to be this person that you say that you are? Have you went to school? Have you trained? Have you performed? Have you learned a vocabulary to be a doctor? Have you did any surgeries and stuff like that? And when it comes to finance, do you have your bachelor's degree to tell people all this insight of how to return on investments? It's not enough saying that I learned as a little kid, because that's when I learned about finance. But I can't be the one that tells them, okay, move your stock there, move your stuff there, economics this, economics that. I can't teach all that because I don't have the full scope of knowledge. I might have an overview, but I can't be someone's coach on that. So when I think of influencers, I think of someone that maybe have a large following, but is it really the followers that matter, or is it the knowledge that matters? So what do you think are some of the perks of being an influencer?
So, in my mind, one of the perks of being an influencer is you don't have to have your 9 to 5 job or boss to boss you around.
Mm-hmm.
You work on pretty much you work on your time. Is what I'm trying to say. It's one of the perks. You get to work on your time. You get to you can another perk that I think is getting free stuff for showing a product to people, showing how a product works. It's another perk that I think you get free stuff.
Definitely. Um, I wouldn't say that they have their own free time to record, because there are deadlines when it depend. Once you get established, we'll say that you got monetized on YouTube, you got those 1,000 subscribers. These people are liking and commenting, and you have so much engagement. They're just like, okay, so we're gonna pay you $20 every 1,000 views. We'll say, I think that's the average for YouTube. On TikTok, maybe $5 every 1,000 views or whatever, or 10,000 views. I forget how they monetize, but see how that's a big ratio of what you can make. However, if you do not make these number of sales or get these commissions, you might not work on anything, or everything might be a per diem based off of what you post. Like, for instance, I get paid for writing a certain blog. I get paid for making a certain mention in a video, and they're buying ad space. Like, I could say, order QuickBooks now. We know it's expensive, but hey, with my affiliate link, you can save 30% off, and I'll put it down in the description, which I literally do. But I was already a member with QuickBooks, so when they reached out to me to work with them for these past 3 years, I asked them, what is your why and what is your purpose? What is going to convince me to convince my audience that this is the best platform? You might have the largest following, but are these tools going to help out these people in the long run who may not be skilled? Okay, they don't have the skills. All they have to do is just upload their credit card, transfer all their transactions in, take a picture for verification just in case they get audited. Oh, that's too much for you? Okay, you can sign up for a bookkeeper. It's for a couple extra dollars, or I think it's like anywhere between 30 or 40 extra dollars, but that gives you peace of mind that every transaction is going to the right order. All you have to do is make sure that you charge to your card when it's time to do your taxes. You got integration with TurboTax, so you don't even have to leave the platform. Oh, you want to do email marketing? Mailchimp is also a part of us. Oh, you want to do your business, your personal card, and you want to get stats on your spending habits? Get Mint.com or Credit Karma. Everything is all into it. So once people hear all these perks and stuff, they're just like, okay, this makes sense for my lifestyle. And also, when you first sign up, they have someone help you walk through your account to make sure that you know where everything is, because everything's always updating. So you want to build that relationship before you even partner. You always have to think, what is the return on investment for all three parties? What are they gaining? What are you gaining? And then what is your audience gaining? And sometimes there's that disconnect because, like you said, they're so quick to make a video, but if you're not using something for a month or 2 weeks to a month, how are you supposed to educate people on that they should buy this? Or they should sign up for the subscription for X, Y, and Z amount of months? So sometimes it's not that clarity. And then also to your point, sometimes you get instant gratification of people just following you. Are these people growing organically, or are they paying for ads? So sometimes it's that disconnect of that popularity, being that popular kid. Are people being your friend because you're good at baseball, football, basketball, cheerleading? But when you break your leg and stuff, people be like, oh, let's move on to another person. Let's move on to Sarah. Let's go on to Tiffany. Let's go on to Paul. And the next big thing. But where are these people? But these people were right where you when you were successful. But as soon as you got injured, they disappeared. It's just a reality of it all. So you just have to have like your expectations versus reality. What's another point that you think is a perk?
I don't know. I don't, because I'm not an influencer. I don't, so I don't know
Well,
really.
they say anyone can be an influencer.
No,
So,
not everybody can be an influencer. No, I don't
mm-hmm.
believe that. Not everybody can be one. It takes a lot of work to be an influencer, and not everyone's up for that challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So I would never believe that statement.
Well, that's what they said. If you know how to breathe, you eat, you go for a
Yeah,
walk, you have a cat, you have a dog. Okay, I'm a pet influencer. Oh,
yeah,
I'm a fitness guru. I'm this, I'm that.
that's. But just because you have a cat or a gym in your house doesn't mean you can be that type of influencer. Because the content has to be interesting for you to become an influencer. If
Or
it's
align with your values. Yes.
it's boring, then no one's gonna follow you.
You'll be amazed by pet talk.
Yeah, it all depends on what you talk about.
Right. Um, let's talk about building trust. How do you feel that they build trust? Do you think it's because they have the money aspects? Do you think it's because they have the discounts? Do you think it's because they're just generally just popular? What do you think is that it factor?
I think none of this for building trust. You just have to be authentic, pretty much. It has nothing to do with money. When you die, what you gonna do with that money? Can't do nothing. So
Mm-hmm.
pretty much, it's the how authentic your content is to build that trust with somebody. Like, cause there's a few influencers out there that have built that trust, but then in the background they're doing something completely totally different.
Mm-hmm.
And what what's it saying? What you do in the dark comes to light. So yeah, it has nothing to do with money or what you're selling. Yeah, it can be, but you have to make sure that just be authentic.
I think the most powerful video that I watched yesterday was with someone who has over 400,000 subscribers. I have two people that I can give an example of that, and they have about the same numbers. But in his story, he was saying that he has 400,000 subscribers, but no views. So I challenged that. So I went on his channel. So I went to his channel, and he was getting roughly only between 60 and 200 views on all of his videos. So I'm like, something's not right. Is he paying for ads or whatever? But let me not jump into conclusions. So I went into like his popular videos, and they were getting close to 1 million views. But I noticed that the niche was a lot different. He went from barbering to going more lifestyle. He confessed in this video that he's been doing barbering for 20 plus years. He has built a loyal fan base. He's educating people. Barbering is not the same like it used to be. People have more skills that are transferable now. Like even when I go to my salon, they know how to barber too. So it's great that people are intertwining their talents. Um, but like he said, he wanted to try something different. He just wants to talk about a beautiful day, or just going out to the neighborhood and just interacting with people, and just talking about his experience. And people weren't following him for that. I was shocked that he didn't lose any followers, but he was losing a ton of views. And then there's another person that I met on Clubhouse. He also had around 400,000 subscribers. And people are just like, let's follow him, let's follow him. He knows everything, he knows the algorithm. But he actually made a confession that he'll make a 10-minute video and people aren't staying on his platform for more than 20 to 30 seconds. But he's getting a ton of views because he has a large following, so people just subscribe just based off of that. But in reality, people aren't watching his videos. And he's still getting these brand deals and stuff because people are mainly focused on the view amount and not really focused on the ads. They know that people are just going to go to the description anyways. But sometimes when you're just starting your following, people aren't going to go straight to the subscription. They're focused on the content.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like having a blog. People aren't focused on the video. They're focused on the meat of the text. So you have to understand what platform to be on, how to maximize it, understand SEO with search engine optimization, and understand the algorithms, the people that are on, the type of viewers that you're trying to attract. There's a lot of factors that go into it. Like it would take more than a year to determine if you're going to be successful on a platform, I would say. So, like I said, being an influencer has to be more than just the subscriber count. There has to be an intention. And you have to be clear with that intention. Are you focused on the money? Are you focused on the brand? Are you focused on your audience? Are you focused on yourself? There's a lot of components that we kind of overlook that make up this personality of what we consume as this authentic creator. And like you said, are these people truly happy in their real life, or is it just a show?
Right.
We can go into some of the facades that people put up. Facade. Do you think the money is really moneying, or is it just the money?
I can't answer that question because I don't know. I really don't. I don't, because we're oh shit, where I'm from, we can't get paid on social media accounts, so I can't really give my opinion on that.
I would say that there was a commercial. He was talking about I think he does drop shipping. For those who you don't know, it's a way of selling material, physical goods, without physically holding it. But you have a vendor that you work with that will create the product, and then you just white label it, basically putting your name on it, and then you can sell it on your Shopify, um, Squarespace, or whatever platform that you use to make a sale and make profit without holding the inventory at your home or inside of a warehouse,
Right.
which is kind of smart if you can play your cards right. But anyways, this commercial went on for like a good 6 months. They bought an ad, so you know. But basically, they were talking about teaching a course, getting people to enroll in a course. He was talking about living in a big mansion, having a fancy car, and all this and that. And I'm like, you're shooting on a 1.3 megapixel camera. If you got all this money, you should have the highest, like 10K, something that's not even out yet. Like, you should have the highest resolution video quality that you can find. Like, right now, I'm experimenting. I tried Zoom, I tried my phone, I tried a digital camera. I'm using Riverside right now, which is a great platform. But you just have to find something for your workflow. Do you want to have other platforms that you do all your editing with? Do you have access to high resolution cameras? Do you have a producer? Do you have a script? It's just like all these components make you what you can call a good marketer. But if you're not providing these resources to us, how are we supposed to believe you? You know? Like I said, sometimes money isn't moneying, but there is money that is being made, but just not in that atmosphere
Mm-hmm.
that they project. But I do think that people are making great financial choices, like even if it's the small things. Like I see people starting out with McDonald's coffee, then they upgrade to Dunkin' Donuts coffee, then Starbucks coffee, and then people are buying $10 coffees from Blue Bottle, and then some of the wealthy people are just like, $10 for some coffee? I can make it at home for 20 cents.
Hey, just because you're rich doesn't mean you have to spend your money.
Right. So it's just a spectrum. It's like, do we have to put on this facade of that we are wealthy and just have the highest and everything, or do we want to be more quote unquote relatable on a spectrum? I have to say like that because you can be broke but financially not stressed, but you can be wealthy and be financially stressed. Two different spectrums, but do they align at some point?
Mm.
Because wealthy and poor are two different perspectives of people's circumstance. It's like, when does it stop?
It never stops. Once you're an influencer, it never stops. Look what happened to Coachella 2025. Like that's like a big red flag.
Mm.
Like all the influencers that were there, they really I've noticed some people were commenting or making their own videos about these influencers going to Coachella 2025 and how they're just getting delusional with with their influencer privileges.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the influencer culture is slowing down in a way where people are finally opening up their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
But that's why I brought it up, because it's just like everything's in a spectrum. I think when you see people saying that I bought something, you can see that they really invested in something versus something being gifted. And have they really used the product or the service before they gave out that recommendation? It's kind of like with affiliate marketing. Like, I'm thinking about people that are enrolled in my courses to invest in themselves by offering them a certain percentage off of each referral that they get. So they can refer a friend, a family, a coworker, and they get a certain percentage off of each sale. So it basically pays for the course over time, you know? But you just have to know your market. Like I said, everything's on a spectrum. What we think is wealthy can be actually broke, and what we think is broke could actually be wealthy. Everything is a spectrum. And that comes a call of organic versus paid. Are people just running ads so they can get more reach? Are they trying to get more followers? Are they trying to get more clicks? Are they trying to get more comments?
Well,
Versus organic, where it
supposed to
might be lower, but it does its course over time.
well, that's supposed to be doing. If they want to be a good influencer, they're gonna have to get the ads or get the reach or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can still be organic and still have ads. There's nothing wrong with it. The ads may just irritate some people a little bit, where they just, you know what, just keep going, keep going, keep going, click, 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 trying to click next, skip video, because that's
True.
what I just skip the video. Like like I have a few people that I follow on, I'm not follow, subscribed on YouTube, but some of them have like their ad in their video, and so if it's not that interesting, I just use the skip, like the forward button to go forward so I can get back to the video. So stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they are organic, it's just that the ad's not interesting to me because where I'm from, it can't work in my country, so it doesn't make sense me watching the video. It may seem interesting, like, ooh, that's cool, but I can't use the product, so pretty much I just try to skip forward to when they get back to the video that I'm trying to watch.
Definitely. I would say that when we get into the burnout part, it's just like it's a time to invest in a brand manager. I know Brian wants to be my brand manager at one
Yes,
point.
so I don't have to sit in front of the camera.
And I told him it's a lot to manage, and so I told Brian that we'll try to work it out. He thinks it's gonna be. He doesn't think it's gonna be easy, but I think he thinks it's gonna be easier than he thinks. Like when I work with QuickBooks, let me tell you, it's very. It can be very stressful, but very rewarding. And how that brand came about is that I used the platform for a year. They did an introductory call, walked me through the process. I asked them a couple of questions, and I was like, I just need to hear organically from your voice. What do you feel like are some of the main issues when it comes to starting a business? And people are just like they get their financial in a jumble. They get a credit card right away, which most banks require you to have an account with them for at least a year, just to get your history and spending habits before they offer you a card. But anyways, people take out a loan or take out a credit card, and they end up buying a building that they can't afford. They buy all this gear that they can't afford, and they just think money's just gonna be rolling in because they saw someone on YouTube or on TikTok talk about how they made $100,000 in just 1 month. And it sounds more appealing than how to make your first 1,000 in a month. But 1,000 is more realistic than 100,000. But because it's a bigger number, we just have the expectation of, oh, that's going to work for us. But you don't understand what they did behind the scenes. Like look at Apple. They started in a garage. Life is Good started on the street. Johnny Cupcake started on the street. All these different companies, all these different brands started from day one. Like even with BPerryFilms, I started the initial business plan when I was 16 years old. And it took me into 2021 to get it established because I wanted to make sure that it was perfect and run smoothly. So I had to make sure that it aligned with us, They were like, "You've been using us for a year. We love your content, and it aligns with us." So I said, "Okay, I'll take you up on that offer. What do I have to do? Write blog posts, write social media posts, create videos here and there. Go at your own free will, and we'll compensate you. All you have to do is just refer people over. You get paid regardless of people signing up or not." And I'm like, I like that because I have a small following, and it shows that I honestly use it and I recommend it. I do let people know it's expensive, but if they use my affiliate link, they can get 30% off for their first 6 months or 3 months, whatever that the promotion's going. But that's giving us a level stepping stone for people to test out something for a certain amount of time right before they think, I'm going to invest this for the long term. Because there's other platforms that could be cheaper, but do they have all the resources?
Right.
And then you have to ask yourself, what is the why? Like when you create your videos, what does the brand want from me? What do I want from them? What can I give to my audience? What can I give them back? And that's how you should take on each brand deal. The more momentum that you have, yes, the money's going to keep flowing, but once eventually you're going to get tired. And then you're going to hire that brand manager. And Brian's going to be like, okay, you've been working too hard. You need to take a week off and kind of reset.
There you go.
And then while I'm taking my break, he's looking into other brands that align, whether it's hair care, technology, finance, something that aligns with my personal and business brand that you guys see. We have momentum to start back up, but in a slower pace right before I can take on 3 or 4 more deals. Like there's a financial piece, there's a mental piece, there's the audience piece, there's the marketing piece. It's a lot of moving parts. And people, they don't have a lot of time. They just want to make money. So I think that is the downside of being a quote-unquote influencer. When you're not working, you're not making any money. You can't take vacations like you want to because time is money.
Yeah, hold on. You can take vacations whenever you want to.
Not with brand. I'm talking about when you have momentum, and sometimes when you're working with a brand, they only give you like a week
It's
to
it,
get ready to do
it's called record a couple of videos in one day.
a batch record. But that can lead to burnout. I'm trying to tell people that you
If
can.
you know, but if you know the ideas
Mm-hmm.
and you get the outline and you know what you're going to talk about in the video, why not just do it in one day? If you know it, just change. All you have to do is change your clothes.
That's simple.
put on a put it in a different background. Change the background so it looks a different day, and then go on that vacation. Yeah. Oh, and then you're gonna vlog on that vacation. So your vacation's becoming a work vacation because you don't know how to vacation properly without your
Look, I
phone.
can imagine everyone on this keyboard be like, he don't know what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Not until he's in our shoes.
When I go on vacation, I take my pictures, take my videos. I don't post anything until after the vacation. Because sometimes I just want to live in the moment where I just want to be on vacation and do absolutely nothing. I don't want to talk to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. And then after the vacation, that's when you start using your videos and your photos and making another video. Boom, there you go.
I agree. It just takes time.
It
But
takes time if you know how to edit correctly.
just go at your own pace. I know some people, they want to make that big lump sum, especially around the holidays. You're doing Vlogmas, you're doing 30 videos or 25 videos, how many that they do.
Yeah.
Long videos, I don't know how you guys do it, but kudos. Because people are no longer doing 20-minute videos, they're doing 45-minute videos. I'm just like, shoot, some of these just got to be lives. Some of these got to be. I don't got time for that.
Yeah, it's like I have a friend. He's an influencer. He's a big well, he's not big, but we're from he's a pretty big influencer, and every time I go out because we have a mutual group of friends, and every time we go out, he has to take a picture of the food we ordered. Sometimes I just want to sit down and eat. I don't need to take a photo of every single dish that I got from a restaurant. Sometimes we went out to dinner with a group of my friends. I let him take his photos, but if he took too damn long, my food's getting cold, I'm just gonna eat it. So I remember it came to dessert. So when the waiter put the last plate on the table, he was like, hold on everybody, I need to take pictures. I literally looked at him and stuck my stuck my fork in my dessert and swirled it around. And then I started eating it. And he was so mad. I'm like, first of all, you didn't order this. I ordered it. And I'm not waiting for you to take a picture. I'm hungry now. I ordered dessert. I'm going to eat it.
So I think what we covered for this is that influencers is the wrong terminology for most of this stuff that we see online. It's possible to become a person of influence who has a social impact. However, you just have to be ready for the responsibilities that come. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows. You're not going to be making a lot of money throughout your whole life. It's not easy to retire early because the money goes away and money loses value every single day. You don't know what a recession could do. You don't know if there's going to be another pandemic or any national crisis, or if you're going to pass, who the money goes to. Just be aware that when you work for brands, they will overwork you. So make sure that you set boundaries, make sure that they don't take advantage of you, and also make sure that you find help. Don't just listen to people saying use better help. You can go to your local hospital or clinic and find you a therapist if you need that. Find you a financial advisor. Like I said, QuickBooks. Make sure that you find a platform that you enjoy creating on. Be on multiple platforms. We know TikTok might be going away in the United States, and I don't think people can make money on the platform currently at the moment. But but when they remodel everything, either Amazon or somebody's gonna buy it, and it could change the way that we create content. So I'm excited for that, and we might actually do a video on that in the future. But I'm excited to see what the future brings. Stop trying to be an influencer, be a person of influence. Take care of yourself, mind, body, and spirit, and do what me and Brian are doing. Just having fun creating videos, you know. And you'll find your guide. If you need any help or support, just write in the comments what your biggest takeaway was, and help us continue to grow.
How I met a few people that are quote unquote influencers, but when they came to the place I used to work, they're completely totally different people. Like your content is like, oh, you're fun and bubbly and you're always happy, but then when the camera is off, you're like, don't talk to me. Do I know you? Do you know me? Like, hold on. So if I put a camera on you, that's when you're gonna be happy. That's the only that I think that's the only way I'm gonna talk to someone is if a camera's rolling, they're gonna be the most sweetest person. But if the camera's not rolling, they're just gonna be a stuck up you know what. And then also and also talking about how like there's one influencer that I met shortly. I went on her Instagram page and most of her pictures were just one color. It was boring. Like, where's the color? But if it works for her, it works for her. But most of her followers are females. So it's not like a male like me, is gonna follow her because I don't find it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, some people, one of my friends likes her content because obviously because she's female, but she also likes the content that she does. But Me, I'm like, I don't like it. So
Mhm.
it's not going to influence me to follow her because I don't like the content.
Right.
So stuff like that. But you went on too much detail about money.
Yeah, money's a big factor.
But it's
Um,
not but
it
it's
was
not the
summit.
biggest
That was a
thing.
big thing.
It's not the biggest thing, sir.
It was a big thing in the
I
room.
thought we were talking about how we like not hate, but think like, you're not really an influencer. You just because you have a camera.
I got a new TikTok. It's called Be Styled One. Be Styled One. I'll put it in the description box, but it's about to go live this week.
No.
And you're going to see a new side of me. You're going to see hair videos. You're going to see food. You're going to see nature. You're going to see a different perspective of what my life kind of looks like. I'm not going to be posting every day, maybe like once or twice a week, but I think it's more relaxed and more peaceful without having to be so formatted. Um, what are some of your social media platforms that you're on? Like your apps and all that, Brian?
You can you can follow. What is it?
You can follow me.
No, you can look at the first few videos. There you go. Follow those. Watch those other videos. You figure out what my tags are in my social media accounts. If yeah, no, no. If you haven't watched the first few videos, then I'm not gonna see it. That's
um,
how I influence. You have to watch videos. You can't always get it easy.
Look, you gotta make it part one, part two, part three, right?
Yeah.
You can follow me on YouTube, BPerryFilms Experience, TikTok and Instagram, BPerryFilms, and LinkedIn, Bobby L. Perry. And like I said, I'm starting on a new TikTok, so hopefully it stays. It's gonna be entertaining. It's called Be Styled One, and I'll put that down in the description. And I will also put my affiliate link to QuickBooks if you want to try that out and get your finances started. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you.